Today we will discuss Civics Chapter 20, that is Understanding Democracy. Now in class 6 you have already studied about this topic, that is democracy, but now in this class 7 you will understand about it in a lot of detail, that is you will find out that how it actually took birth, how advent of democracy took place, what are its ideals, what are its key features, what are its merits, what are its demerits, and which countries are still there who follows up the democracy, and why India is called as a great example for holding up the largest democracy of the world. So in this video we will find out about democracy and what are the types of democracy and what are its basic features. As you can clearly see in the image that the bird is caught up in the cage. That means bird's freedom is taken away. How would you feel if your freedom is taken away from the society? Think of a society where you're given the basic right to education, where you're given the right to express yourself, where you are granted liberty, that is freedom, where you have equal rights in terms of whether you're rich or poor, whether you're girl or boy, their equal rights are promised by the government, and a society where justice is never compromised. A society where justice is never compromised. So this society, this idealistic society is democracy, yes. What is democracy? Democracy is often defined as by the people, to the people and for the people. That's absolutely right. Democracy is a form of government that focuses on welfare and the ideas and problems of its citizens, of the public of that particular country. Democracy can be defined as a form of government where people are given the first priority. That is, people can freely participate in the decision-making process either directly or indirectly through their elected representatives. For example, if I take an example for indirect democracy, so in India, we elect the representatives, we go for a voting system, election system, we elect a representative, and then that person takes decision on our behalf, on the behalf of that particular public. So that's how democracy is defined. When we talk about types of democracy, there are two types of democracy, that is direct democracy and indirect democracy. So when we discuss about democracy, there are two forms, or we can say two types of democracy. One is direct and the other one is indirect democracy. Now we will find out that what is the difference between direct and indirect democracy. Now when we see here, in direct democracy, people take the decision for the administration or in all the administration policies. Whereas in indirect democracy, representatives takes the decision. Representatives here means the people whom we vote, whom through the election process, who are selected by the public, the political leaders. Now let's take up a very simple example. Let's say you are in a school, in your class, there is class of 30 students. Now those 30 students have to decide whether we want green board or white board for the class. Now let's say for the first, they opted for the first way, that is direct way, and that is that all the 30 students, they voted, and then finally they come to the decision by the majority of votes. Now majority of votes here will be that 50% of 30 is 15. So there should be at least more than 15 votes so that they can come to a particular decision. So let's say they got 17 votes in favor of green board. So that will be the final decision for the class. Now second option is indirect decision making. Now what will be this indirect decision making? Let's say the students have decided that the CR or class representative or monitor of the class will decide whether they want green board or white board. So earlier that monitor was selected by the students only, and now later that monitor is given the duty or the responsibility to take decisions for the class. That's the indirect way of decision making. Indirect way of decision making this is how the country works. This is how there is differentiation between direct and indirect democracy as well. When people themselves get into the administrative policy decision making, that's direct democracy. But when we go through elections, voting, and we choose a but when we go through elections, voting, and when we choose a political leader or representative to take decisions on our behalf, that's called as indirect democracy. Now, here people decide government policies, as I have told you. Directly people will decide which laws, rules have to be made and which government policies have to be opted. But in indirect democracy, representatives, again the leaders whom we have selected, they will choose or they will decide which laws has to be made and implemented. Then in direct democracy, legislature, legislature is organ of the government which makes laws. So here legislature comprises of the whole community, that is whole population which is a part of that society or country. Whereas here in indirect democracy, the legislature is elected by the public or by the citizens of the country. For example, India is the best example for indirect democracy. And for direct democracy, in recent days, we can take example of Switzerland. Switzerland opted for direct democracy because they do not have very large population. They have small population, and hence direct democracy is quite feasible there. Then one more difference is there, that in direct democracy there is lack of efficiency, because when public is taking up all the decision, so efficiency lacks somewhere. Whereas in indirect democracy, we do select a representative keeping in mind that that person is efficient or that person is capable enough to take good decision or make good laws for the society. So indirect democracy is hence taken up as more efficient way of democratic government than the direct democracy. So this is more efficient, whereas